pages as well.
As soon as you do.
Get on my nerves. All right. So I think we are on here. Getting ready to do this thing. Yeah. So we don't have no intro music, but it's all good. It's all good. We're gonna give our
Want me to beatbox?
Oh, that's right. Look, bust a beat, sis. Bust a beat. You know you play too much. So
I'll mute myself until you tell me otherwise.
Okay, that's fine. We're streaming, but we're just gonna give people a few minutes to tag on in. Come on in the room. Let me not do that. He get on my nerves. We got Shai. Shai. Give it like a good 5 seconds. Maybe 10. You guys are officially tagged. All right. So let's rock and roll. Happy Friday, Travel Misketeers. How's it going? You guys ready for the good old long Labor Day weekend? So, in lieu of this holiday weekend, the topic of the evening that we're bringing to you guys today is traveling for the holidays, breaking old traditions. You have myself, Reese J. of Shenanications Travel, 1/3 of our co-hosts. 2/3 of our co-host is Mr. Reggie Johnson. You there, bro?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. And then as our guest, I'm so excited. This is one of my sisters that I got to meet in the business. She's amazing. She is a firecracker. I feel like we have some kindred spirits when it comes to our travel niches and our passions and things of that sort. So I'm so glad to have her today. Miss Shaina Davis, Associate Travel. Hey, boo, how are you?
Doing well. How are you this evening, gorgeous?
Great to see my sister in biz as always.
Yes.
All right. So, Mr. Nelson, our third, shall I say, of our hosts. He may tap in with us a little bit late. I know he may be on the field with the kids again for football practice, and I think Mr. Jackson couldn't come through for us today. He had an emergency. However, he still has some nuggets to share with us, which we are so greatly appreciative for. So I felt like this topic was perfect timing because we're entering a holiday weekend. We're about to hit a whole holiday back-to-back season, coming up. It seems like once back to school hits, then you got to get ready for Halloween for those who do Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Black Friday, things of that sort. And I had some amazing topics and conversations with my good sis on the line today about different types of, breaking traditions, traveling for the holidays. So spinning it off, since we're going to switch this up a little bit, we were going to try to do it from a family perspective first, which was Mark's expertise. We're going to switch it up a little bit because I think this will hit home with a lot of people who share the same background stories as myself and Shaina. We're gonna call you Shaina. We're gonna call you Shai. We're gonna call you Shai.
You can call me Shay.
My Shay. So one thing that we've always spoken about being passionate about is being solo travelers, right? And we talked about some things about traveling solo and switching up what we do traditional wise for the holidays. So speaking on that a little bit, I'm gonna spin it off with what are some of the older travel traditions you used to do for the holidays, or what were some of the holiday traditions that you did prior to you being in the travel business? Did it consist of traveling, or was it your around the meal kind of traditions? Speak
For
on it.
me, it didn't start existing around travel right away. Um, so it depends on the holiday also. Let's start there. So it depends on the holiday. So if we're talking about like 4th of July, I might have traveled. I might have went to like Maryland or DC, or did some domestic travel just to celebrate 4th of July and see the fireworks elsewhere. If you talk about any other like major holidays like Labor Day, Memorial Day, not really too much of the traveling. But for like Thanksgiving and Christmas, that's kind of like touch and go. It depends. I'm gonna say back then it depended on how I was feeling. Now I am learning that I create my own itinerary. I set my own destiny. I plan to celebrate life the way I choose to do it. And if it's Christmas time and I say we not buying no gifts, we gonna be celebrating Christmas where the palm trees are, some sand, beach, cruise fun, then that's what it's gonna be. It's a lifestyle that I have to learn how to get into. And I say that because I'm going to share like a little tidbit. Now, I don't want to bring it down, but just so everyone knows, I lost my mom in December of 2000. My birthday is in December also. My kid's birthday is in December also. So then you have the holidays and all of that stuff piling up. So it's like, what do I do to try to stay, upbeat? Why not travel? Why not? Sun puts a smile on everybody's face.
That's a big
Why not travel? So that kind of put fire under my feet to also, get into the business, because I want to start creating a different tradition for my family and for myself. Why not?
That's deep.
I have a follow-up question to that. Being a solo traveler, was it scary to decide to say, hey, you know what? During these times when it is, available for you to go, even though it's, around the holidays, was it a hard decision for you to make? Was it one of those things where it was like, well, you still tugged on tradition? And then, but then, like you said, it's a mindset. You got to kind of get yourself out of it. But was it tough to kind of like pull away from wanting to do the traditional? Because I know some people are locked into the traditional and they just don't care. You know what I mean? Even though things can be falling apart, it used to be 50 people at dinner. Now it's 5. But they don't want to give it up. You know what I mean? So was it hard to actually make the decision to say, you know what, I'm going to jump out here and I'm going to make it be what it's going to be?
Reese, you want to go first? Because you the solo guru. You muted it.
I had me messaging people at the same time. No, that's a good thing. I would say this. It was a harsh reality for me, because I did come up with all of the old traditions. I'm born and raised here in Washington, D.C. I want to say 90 to 95% of my family is here in Washington, D.C. So all of our traditions for holidays was us getting together at someone's house locally down the street, 10, 15, 20 minutes tops, and doing celebrations. And then I lost my one of my matriarchs, because that's the tradition. Everybody got to go to Big Mama house, right? For most of the holidays, everybody going to Big Mama house. So I lost
That's where the
one
food
of,
was good at.
right. You know what I mean? You trusted that food, right? Because you knew Big Mama wasn't letting anybody come in that kitchen and messing up her special, recipes and things of that sort. But one of mine I lost her Christmas Eve of 2012. So that really shook it up for me. And me being single and not having kids. And then, when we went through these different transitions where I really had to realize, Reese, you really kind of by yourself, you know what I mean? Especially like when we had to be locked down for COVID. It wasn't like feeling that void of going around family because we really couldn't for safety reasons or whatever. It was a harsh reality to say, to your point, Shay, I think you kind of hit it. It's time for me to kind of make my own, and I don't have to have offsprings or be attached to other people to do so. Because if I depend on that, I'm never going to experience the life that I want to experience or live. And yes, it's scary. Yes, it's hard. I'm a female, and I'm not out here saying like I'm that chick. Everybody after me, but at the end of the day, you're a female. You see, people watch you. You're moving by yourself, and people may be watching you for good reasons or for bad reasons. So you do got to kind of look over your shoulder and things like that. But at the same token, you can't stop living, or you can't be living in fear because you're not living. So, with that being said, I got to a point where I said, I'm going to own this. I'm gonna stay prayed up. I'm gonna stay safed up. I have my, safety precautions in place where I let people know, like, hey, I'm going to be traveling here. This is where I'm going to be staying. This is my number. This is the hotel information, things of that sort. I have my little safety mechanisms and things like that to where I can defend myself because I ain't no punk. I mean, I'm not super shero, you know what I mean? But I ain't no punk. Like, you try to take Reese down, it's not coming. She ain't coming down easy, baby. Trust me. But I follow a lot of the basic things like keeping, being careful of your surroundings and, not completely being guarded because you never know. You may run into some people who really truly may have your back. Total strangers, you know what I'm saying? I witnessed something like that with a young lady in Jamaica. She was toe up from the flow up and she was by herself and she was flipping all over the beach and security just watched her. And anything could have happened to her, you know what I mean? But it was just a lot of random bystanders to where they came to her aid, got herself back together, got her safely to her room, things like that. But, just to say, you gotta live. You gotta live because honestly, anything can happen to you at any given day. I can walk out here today and slide down my steps and break my neck for all I know. That's not gonna stop me from walking out my door. So it's, you gotta kind of like break out of that fear and walk in faith a little bit in order to live and really enjoy life.
And understanding the ending to what you said has me living the current lifestyle that I live right now. It be taking that solo trip, not knowing what was going to happen, stepping out on faith. Like I said, because you remember, I was down to less than maybe about 20-30% vision when I decided to take that trip solo. But I knew something told me that I needed to take that vacation. I would never do it. I didn't go anywhere in the city without somebody with me. So to make the decision to take the vacation, even though I knew I needed help, but I struggled through it. I had fun though. You know what I mean? Everything I needed to see, I absolutely saw. And it was still fun. It was one of those things where, you know what, I made the right decision. And, it allowed me to see some things that altered my entire life after that. I fully understood that my time was up on the East Coast. I would have never known that had I not taken that trip. I wouldn't have saw the things that I seen. I wouldn't have had the vibe that I felt to just like, you know what, this is where you need to be. You know what I mean? Like the DC thing, not knocking the city, because like you said, born and raised, I did everything I could possibly do, and I probably did it twice. And the city got old. You know what I mean? But had I not taken that vacation, I don't think I ever would have left. You know what I mean? Like, so it opened up another door. It opened up another situation. It opened up a completely different lifestyle. That's why it's important that we do these things. We take these trips. We go see other places. We have fun. And like you said, it doesn't necessarily require that you have a group of people with you, because it might not be their time to be there. That trip might have been designed for you to be alone, for you to see some things that you needed to see. So I want us to get out of, I can't go if somebody don't go with me. You know what I mean? I can't go because it's Christmas. Well, when was the last time you woke up at 6 a.m. to go open up a gift? I bet that all stopped the moment you started paying bills. You dig what I'm saying?
It did.
So let's not look at it as such a bad thing for going out and doing what we got to do for us. Understanding that self-help is self-health. You know what I mean? Taking care of self. You can't take care of somebody else if you have nothing else to give.
Exactly.
You can't give it to nobody.
Man.
Let me jump in here. Let me jump in here.
Bars.
Because what he said really resonated with me. So I'm gonna come from a different perspective. It's not so much being afraid to travel solo, it's the guilt of me going and leaving everybody else behind. And I gotta come to the point where sometimes I can't take everybody with me. Kids, man, friend, whoever.
Sometimes, I just want to chime in and say this, and I'm gonna let you finish. Guess what? Can't worry about the guilt, because they didn't feel guilty when they decided to either cancel on you, string you along, or not answer whether they was gonna go or not. They didn't feel guilty about that. So no need to feel guilty if you make the choice to say, you know what? I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Not even just that. It's like, especially in your case, like if anybody has any type of attachment to someone where you're kind of holding that, how can I say, that predominant role or that primary role, you're doing the pouring, right? So you gotta look at yourself like that cup. You can't be a cup with a hole in it. What are you pouring? You feel me? So it's like sometimes you gotta close that cup off and take that thing so you can fill it back up and have yourself back together as a whole to even have something to pour over into them. So like, it's like they gotta understand, I love y'all to death. We're gonna do something together. But mama need a break. Sis need to, auntie, whatever. Like I need some me time.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna come back to y'all, fully energized, and we're gonna figure out where we going next.
And we'll plan for some other day. Yep.
You have to. So it's another thing I really love that you shared. So we're gonna spend this on, especially for those out there, because I know I can speak heavy on the single thing. Because baby, the way that my life about to be turned up on another times 10.
But listen, I was just about to say, you don't have no. Listen, girl, you don't have nothing holding you down. You need to be.
But myself. And that's why I said I need to get it together. I'm like,
and listen, I know people that travel as single, travel and actually met their partner while traveling. So
we're gonna talk about that on another segment, but I'm gonna tell you, my dating life is so good when I'm
international dates.
When I'm at home, Baby, that phone, the only person that called me is scam likely in the bills collectors. But when I am out of
That's
town
I was about to say,
in
yeah, that's a
another
whole
country,
different conversation
baby,
because
that yeah, we're gonna talk about that because that WhatsApp be popping. But now, but now speaking from a family tradition type deal, and not even just about Christmas, you had spoke on, you know, how you try to tell the kids, like, look, we're not going to just be opening gifts for Christmas. We're going to wake up to some palm trees, things of that sort. So even from that perspective, like some of the traditions that we do, 4th of July, Juneteenth, we doing um, fireworks, right? Every year. They don't get any different. Every year, same thing.
same
So you
color.
have, right. So you have so many different states and countries to where they specialize a little bit different and celebrate a little bit different for the holidays, give you like a different factor. So um, if you can, you and Reggie, if y'all can speak on some of that, and you know, being able to put yourself in a position to expose them to that, like opening people's minds up to something out of the norm. Because I don't even understand how my entire years coming up I was excited about fireworks, and when 4th of July come around now, I don't care about no fireworks. I just want me a nice burnt hot dog off of the grill, and I'm gonna say I'm holla,
And that's
you
it.
know, some tuna and mac salad, and I'm good. So, but I need something else, like,
Well,
you know,
but for me, family travel, family is important to me regardless. You know, not to, like you said, not to drag the room down, not to change the vibe. But when my mom passed, it showed me how important, you know, family was, because all of the traditions stopped immediately. So it was like, you know what? I have this gift, which was being a travel business owner and having no real ties anymore, and you know, feeling lost in the world because the closest person to you is now gone. So it was like, you know what? I'm gonna start planning things. So now me and the kids, and you know, hey, Johnson family vacations. You know what I mean? Let's start finding the cruises that are kid friendly and things of that nature. Then it was, you know, hey, the kids would love to go here and experience this, and the kids would love to go there. So now it's like, you know what? I'm gonna start planning. That's where my 2 trips a year came in, Reese. Remember, I told you, like I used to, hey, save for 6 months, take a trip. Save for another 6, take a trip. You know what I mean? Because it had to be done, because new traditions needed to be built. My kids were young enough that they would then understand and grow into responsible travelers. See, we owe it to them to teach them how to be responsible travelers. So there's, you know, this $8 trillion business that we got can turn into a $25 trillion business. You dig what I'm saying? Because once you start getting them, you get them young and get them hooked, that's what they gonna know. So at the end of the day, my kids will always understand and know that the world is bigger than, you know, the 6 to 10 blocks that they live in. You know, my son Reese, you've seen him. My son will go Aruba. It don't matter. He will go and he will live his life and enjoy himself the way he wants to. And you know, it's because he was never really tied down as a kid either. Like, you know what I mean? Though we went places, we did things. You know what I mean? Even if it was in the car and we drove to Georgia so he can go see his.
you muted yourself, bro.
As soon as I started talking, he calls me my son. So sorry about that. But you know, that it's the kids are important because they need new traditions. Nothing is the same anymore.
No.
It's not.
Boy, if you don't look on, see what I'm doing. I need you to look on Facebook. So
Daryl said, tell his nephew You better respond to him or it's going to be trouble in the city.
Uh-oh.
He
Uh-oh.
ignored Durley calling you while you live.
Uh-oh.
But you know, building those new traditions and not being tied down, not feeling like you gotta be here and you gotta do that. If these
Yes.
plans work out with family is all together, then by all means enjoy that time.
Mhm.
But if the situation says, hey, I want to go here, I want to wake up with Santa delivering my gifts to the beach,
Yes.
do that. You understand what I'm saying? So I've done it. I've worked it out. Like I said, 6-month payment plan. I'm gonna put the trip together. I'm gonna, get all my payment schedules together, and I'm gonna work that plan. That plan gets worked, the bags get packed, and we are out of here. And it's like it's so cool to see kids in the airport.
They excited. They
Hold
love
on.
it.
I'm gonna put my grown voice on real quick. It-
I cannot with you.
It's real cute to see little kids with they little suitcases in the airport,
Rolling it through.
mask on, and they what you call them things? They Crocs with all the little tags on them and stuff, and they know they gone. They can't wait to get on the plane. That to me is the visual that my life needs. Love that. I love to see them excited. I love to see them happy. I love to see them carrying they got responsibilities out here. You got to make sure this bag get to the plane. There's stuff like that. Those are the things and every time I've booked a family vacation for a person, I always ask them to send me pictures. And the first picture I always get is the kids smiling, walking through the airport. Those are always the very first pictures I get. And those things create the traditions. Those things create the vibe, the look, the feeling, the all of those things that we talk about when we're supposed to get from vacation. That's what the vacation does for me when it's time to travel with family. And I wish, and I hope some of them are listening, and I'm gonna say it out loud. I would love to travel with cousins. I would love to take a trip with my cousins.
Oh my gosh,
Reggie,
you don't
That
understand.
connection with the cousins, because you know what? Regardless of what we do, how we do it, and how much we argue, how much trash talk we talk behind each other back, no matter what it is, guess what'll happen if your phone rang and your cousin said they need help?
You there.
You are on the way. So why we can't be on the way together? I want to do it. I haven't done it. I've been trying my best to work it out. But a cousin's vacation, I think we all need it. I think because those are stories and moments that will live forever.
Forever. Like, just think how you cut up locally and how you would out of your norm. Like, you think about it, I think about all of the small intricate details. You have some gatherings with your cousins and stuff together here, right? Oh, you got to come down with a list of who's going to buy what, who's going to cook what time is everybody coming, what time we going to tell everybody to come because they're not going to come on time. Who's going to be on the cleanup crew? Who's going to be spending the night and sleeping where because they can't make it home? Like, you get to knock all of that out and just go and just be and just like Reggie, when I say I feel so passionate about what you just said, because I swear I've been fussing down my folks' throat. All of my cousins, I'm like, if we don't put together, if we don't do this cousin cruise or go to Jamaica, I've been trying to get them to Jamaica, to be honest, because I know because we all have a lot of the same spirits when we, do certain things. I'm like, Jamaica is going to be it for us. Like, can you imagine the cousins just tearing down, not in the ghetto way, but you know what I'm saying, tearing down Jamaica together and just having fun and just feeling stress free. Like we know we're gonna have to come back to bills. We know we're gonna have to come back to the kids and responsibilities, but being able to be in a mindset for whatever amount of days where you have no worries. Like that's a relief on a whole nother level. I'm like, we gotta make these type memories. I'm telling you, man. I'm gonna
I,
keep pushing. I'm gonna keep pushing.
I know Shaina got some. I know she got some.
You
Some
do. I'm waiting for
Listen,
firecracker to
I'm
come
taking
in.
in all the gems that y'all are dropping. I don't come from a huge family. I do have cousins. And you know, it don't have to be a big trip. It could be a small, you know,
Yeah.
group of, you know, whatever. So just, I would say, put it out there, Reese. Start the planning. Those that's gonna come, they gonna come. And those that sit out, they'll be at the next one.
Girl, you know I don't hesitate. I got about 5 trip flies rotating right now, and I'm not look. I'm trying to tell you, it's out there. I'm like, I just need y'all to come on, get it together so we can go. But
I'm definitely with that June trip because, like I said, June 10th, that's my mom's birthday. So it's like that's a good way to get out and celebrate life, you know, do something that she hasn't ever had a chance to do. And just, you know, celebrate in a different way. So I'm all for it. Like it's time. Like it's time for new traditions,
yes,
new travel. Like, you know, growing up, I did all the, you know, down south trips. You know, in the summertime, they send you down south for the summer to be
and then the
with
bike
your
week and
family
all
and
that.
whoever family, and then you come back up. It's time to do some other things. Some other
And
things.
it's so much out there
It really
for
is.
like I mean like and I wanted to have some of our other partners jump on today, but you know, just watching them, like I see some of our partners going on these Disney cruises to where the adults
Listen, I got
and
a
the kids
story.
having fun.
One of my first family trips was a Disney cruise. I took my kids when they were like 7 and 8. They're 18 and 17 now.
Mhm.
And I was scared. So when I called them, I'm like, you know, I'm a single parent of 2 kids, and I really want to take them to Disney, but Disney is like really expensive. So I'm looking into the cruise because I know you get more bang for your buck. And at
Mhm.
that time, they had the cruises to nowhere. So the rep was like, you know, we have a cruise that's sailing out of New York, and it just sails out in New York as far as it can go from a Friday to a Sunday. And I'm like, cool, sign me up. And back then, for the 3 of us, it was like $1,800. Perfect. Perfect for a single mom with 2 kids. I didn't tell them anything. Everything was a surprise. I hid the luggage tags that had like the Disney logo and stuff on it. I waited the night before to put everything up. They had this thing where the Disney characters will call your phone and then let the kids know that they were going on the. Yes, they do that. And so that's how it still didn't click that they were going on a Disney cruise. We took the train over. We took a cab to the port, and then the train is riding past. The train is riding past. Speaking of
That's me. It's time. All what I tell you, all aboard.
and what really hit home for me was that when they saw how big the ship was, because it still didn't register to them that we were going on a cruise. And so it was like my son saw the one end of the ship and he was just like, oh. And then it was like, oh my God. And I'm like, we're getting on that. They gained so much independence on that cruise ship because they have so many different things for the kids, different activities, and they have stuff for the adults. They have one side of the ship dedicated to adults only. You don't hear a kid cry. You don't hear a kid laugh. You don't see a kid. It's kidless. And I had such an amazing time. And that sparked the interest of me wanting to do the travel business. And I really didn't know how to do it. And that thing was bubbling for years. Like I never really tapped into it because it wasn't the right time. And then 2 years ago, I was introduced and I'm like, finally. And so now I'm excited because that same Disney cruise is coming back to New York. So I'm like, I gotta get on it.
I'm here
Look,
for
my
it.
kids is older, and I'm like, listen, I don't have no little ones. I want to go because Disney is for everybody. But I would encourage any and everybody, single moms, you can travel with your kids.
Yes.
You can travel with your kids. You can start off small. That's what I did. I started off small. I mean, the cruise was big, but it was a cruise to nowhere. And it cost me little to nothing. And I saved, I paid into it as I went. And I gave my kids that first memory of travel. It's possible. It's a lot of people out there that feel like they can't because they don't know, how to start. You can start by joining the travel business.
That gets that the light bulb went off. But no, I man, when I say y'all got my veins tingling over here, oh my goodness. It's because it's nothing but the truth. It's facts. Like one of the highlights of this business, I already wanted to do like my own first official big trip to Jamaica with some of my friends or whatever. But even in the midst of that, I got a little excited because we get to get this hands-on experience with all of these different resorts that we didn't even know about. Like, hint, hint, don't judge me, but I promise you, 2023, I'm going to put together a trip to that daggone Nickelodeon, all inclusive.
Oh, because I'm there.
I'm going.
I want to go too.
I am going. I'm big kid and all.
Kid or no kid, I want to go. Yes.
I'm like, can you imagine taking the kids to an all-inclusive resort with like 3D type, characters and things of that sort. The rooms is painted like I can sleep in SpongeBob bed. I'm cool with that. Yep. Or like back in the day when the little slime show came out, I was younger when that came out. Like, I'm gonna get slime, just don't get my weave. But
get me because I ain't got no hair.
Right, I might got rock a low cut that day. But like, one of the highlights that I did, although the first big group trip that I put together was for Jamaica, that wasn't until later in the year of October. So the actual first official trip that I did was in August to Cancun. It was my first time. We went to Planet Hollywood. So this was a trip for my goddaughter. She was turning 18 on the 29th, and she was graduating from high school on the 28th. Over there, although I didn't, promote for her to do the drinking and everything, you're officially legal over there, I think 17, 18. So I'm like, I'm gonna give her a little taste of what life is all about when you work hard and when you really reward yourself. Like, it's bigger than just turning up in Miami, and I'm not knocking Miami or anything. It's bigger than just turning up in your local neighborhood. Like, really branch out and really experience some things. So that was her first official trip out of the country. She when I say that's better than any Cash App gift, any gift card, like, she had a ball. She can get up whenever she wants. She can go wherever she wants. We stayed on the all adult side because they honor you as an adult at 18, but you have access to go to the family side as well. She went to the nightclubs and the little sport bar with us. I gave her little space, but I kept my eye on her. I told her the tricks of the trade. Girl, if you get you a drink, and she may have like maybe a mimosa or something, but she's not really a drinker. But I'm like, I don't care if it's a water, if it's a soda, anything. You pay attention to the person who's pouring it. You pay attention. Do not sit your drink down unattended, things of that sort. And I still kept my eye on her. And then me being Reese, meeting people, I had people that was like, I saw your goddaughter. I made sure she was good. I'm like, I was watching too, but I appreciate y'all. But nonetheless, it was amazing to give her that experience. And then I allowed her mom to come with us. And I was like, well, look, you don't have to be here as the mom. Like, you can go off and you can do your thing. And she, chill for the most part on the adult side. And, my goddaughter's like me, she's active. So we on the party side for the most part. But it was just an amazing experience. And I'm like, I want to give this to all of my family, like everybody. Like, I want to expose y'all to this, to just know, like, it's, it's not going to change everything, but it makes such a big difference, like, health wise. Like, I'm telling you, like, what Reggie said with the 2 trips a year, I'm showing off to the point I'm like, look, where are we going this month?
Yeah, you is showing
I mean,
off and showing out.
I was like, look, I know Jamaica like my second home now, but I was like, I don't even think I'm gonna take any trips to Jamaica next year because I'm trying to get to Bali so I can take a selfie with. I'm determined to take a selfie with the monkeys in the monkey forest. I want to go to Maldives. I'm trying to go to Dubai. I want to go to Greece. Like I really like it's a world out there for me to see. You know, and I ain't got no winds holding me back right now. And then even if I babysitted some winds, we gonna win in somebody else's country or somebody cruise and really have fun. Like breaking them traditions of, you know, like you said, birthdays. It's not even just about just the holiday season, but birthdays. Give them something different than going to Chuck E. Cheese and a cake. Let's get one of these characters to sing happy birthday to them in the whole entire ship with the Disney characters. You know what I mean? It's, man, I'm telling you.
A whole new world.
Daryl say he going on a trip every month through January. Talking about he out of here. I know that's right, Mr. Jenkins. I'm right behind you, Mr. Jenkins. I need a second suitcase.
Him going to the airport is a tradition.
That's a monthly
just
tradition.
Going to the airport is a tradition.
Oh my goodness. So I mean, like it's just so much. It's so much.
So
y'all don't understand. Like when I say, even when I'm tired and I'm dragging myself to that airport, when they be like, now boarding, let me see that passport, bling. We ready, we out.
This is what I want to do. I want to challenge the people who are watching and enjoying this live that we produce every week, and I want to challenge them to respond with to respond to what is your bucket list of holiday trip, right? So whether it be family, solo, vacation, whatever the case might be, respond next week for maybe about a 10-15 minute session. Somebody will be picked to go live with us and explain explain their answer, and we see what we can do to help it make it come true. Can we do that?
Can we count on y'all? This is to help y'all. And you talking to a whole bunch of travel pros on here, so you know we got y'all. So can we count on y'all to leave in the comments about that? And speaking on that, because Shay brought this up, she got me a little psyched about that. I think we need to have maybe a ladies' night segment. We could probably do the men too, but I don't know. But we're gonna talk about vacations and dating outside of your norm. Like I can't do the dating apps anymore. I can't do the local dates anymore. I need my dates to be international or on the beach. But no, just talking about just dating and really stepping out of your norm and your comfort zone with dating, being open to some changes in your life. And and talk about Reese's Booker Bay services. Yeah, I still got Booker Bay services. Guaranteed. Look, I will not be held accountable for anything that goes left. Renabay, that's what it was. Renabay service.
Renabay. Renabay, Lisa Bay with options.
Right, with options. Not guaranteed to be long term, but they must have a PDA.
A passport. You must have a passport.
And a passport.
Yes.
You know what I mean? We're going to do you some dates on the beach, some dinners on the beach, washing the beach and all that good stuff. Renabay. Then if anything go left and his eyes wander or her eyes wander while she out, I'm not held accountable for that. It's going to be an affidavit that you have to sign. But if it works out and you say, hey, Reese, we trying to book our wedding next at this destination, I will guarantee that I will give you those services for your wedding, working on my wedding specialist. certification now. So I will guarantee I will give you the wedding of your dreams on somebody's island if your renovate services work out in your favor. If it go wrong, just go ahead and get you a new contract. Y'all terrible. So so I know we get too excited. We've been on here for quite a while. We had a nice, good crowd tonight. This was fun. This was so fun. So we want to wrap it up with some closing comments and remarks. I know Reggie left off with a really good thing. Yes, renovate, Rhonda. We're gonna bring you in for some of those romantic getaways and arrangements and all that good stuff. But to wrap up this segment, breaking old traditions, holiday traditions, and celebrations when it comes to traveling, getting out of your living room or out of Big Mama's living room, doing something different for you, whether it's whether it's a solo thing, or whether it's a new tradition for your family that you want to start. I don't know. You have some closing remarks, recommendations, referrals, advice, anything that you would like to share with the folks out there, Miss Shai?
I mean, well, I'm gonna kick it off for myself, starting with the birthday travel in December. I was supposed to do something international, but I stalled. I waited a little bit too long. So I'm gonna do the big takeover in New York, and all are welcome. I want to do Shai in the City, Big Apple takeover. I want everybody to come and help me turn
Reese
up.
Be in the building, and me and my shenanigans we gonna do. Go ahead. I'm Miranda in the city. Oh, don't. I'll be Miranda Shai in the city.
Yes.
But no, that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun. So y'all hear that? We going to NYC to celebrate Miss
NYC to celebrate ME. Let's get busy.
Shai
y'all ain't know I had bars.
Dropping them, man. You talking about you B-Boss? Go ahead and bust us a little something, Dougie. But no, be on the lookout for that. I will be in attendance with her. So for those who are not friends with Shaina that follows me, when she shares that information, I will put it out there for you guys so that you can be able to contact her to book. But I would definitely be in NYC with her for in December to do Shai in the City. I'm looking forward to that. I don't think I've been to New York since high school. I probably drove through there, but I haven't actually been to like sit and really like celebrate and have
take it all in, right? Me either. And I live right here in New Jersey. I have not had a traditional New York experience. Now, nothing is going to be traditional with me, but I'm just saying I never, had that experience before. So I want to take the picture on Carrie Stoop, and be cute and take all the nice photo ops and see all the nice window storefronts and everything like that. It's something about Christmas and holiday in the city. And I think if I just flip the narrative, it won't be so, down, because it's a different type of vibe.
You gotta celebrate life. You gotta set your own vibe. Like it for the longest time, to your point, when Christmas came, it was really, really kind of depressing for me. Like for years, I have not put up a tree or anything of that sort. Like even at work, they had to kind of force me to try to like decorate my office because I just wasn't feeling it. You know what I mean? I miss my matriarch and it wasn't the same. I look forward to waking up to her Christmas tree, with the kids and stuff. But it's like now I know if she was still here and I know, she'd probably like, Reese, get it together. You still have a life and you still got to keep living and shining and being your legacy. So I'm really looking forward to this trip with you. I'm really looking forward I'm glad you reached out and even spoke about it because I didn't have any plans for Christmas or around that time. But I'm looking forward to having fun and really setting some traditions and some new, turning up for Shai in the City in New York. And I can't do the hills like
Oh,
carrying.
I gave
But I
them up
will
one time
bling my
ago. I do
Pumas out.
chunky heels.
I'm about to say, but I will bling my Pumas out, baby.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. Yeah, I stopped trying to be cute on from the ground up long time ago. I do the nice chunky heel, sneakers, be comfortable. Hopefully
Yeah.
there's no snow on the ground. There wasn't any snow last year, so I'm hoping not to have none this year.
Okay.
So
So we got a couple of people asking about your dates. I don't think you have the date set in stone.
didn't set the dates in stone yet because my birthday is actually December 23rd. And I do know that other people do celebrate with their families. So I kind of want to be like in the middle. I'm not sure. Still up for grabs. I may still just do it around my birthday and just leave on Christmas Eve, but I'll figure it out.
Okay. So y'all hear that? Once she get those details and dates together, I will make sure I share that with you all. Yogi said, yes, Capricorn, come through. Yogi a Capricorn, one of our business partners. I would definitely make sure I share that information with y'all. Right now, I do not have a roommate or a bae. I'm not dating domestically, so my room is open for anybody who wants to bunk up with me. Always better when it's a two occupancy than it will. But no, yeah. So like, yeah, from that perspective, just be on the lookout. I will share that information once Shay has her dates and everything. And looking forward to Shay in the city in December. Um, yes, yes, yes. Outside of that, remember what Reggie said about putting your comments in the comment section about you was talking about vacations and stuff like that, right, Reggie?
Yeah. Any type of vacation that you're looking to do to set it off, whether it be kids, family, solo, vacation, search party. It don't matter. You know what I mean? If you out here hunting like Red October, do what you do. Like it's whatever, you know what I mean? But travel allows you all of those things. Speaking on tradition, I've started some. You know, New Year's Eve, I'm in Vegas every year. Come holler at me. You know what I mean?
Nice.
New Year's Eve, I do Vegas. I do Vegas big. Like I stay in my favorite hotel. I get my balcony that faces the strip, and which we can actually go out on. Like is not one of those ones that you can just look out the window at. You know what I mean? So that's what we do. That's my new move for New Year's Eve. You know what I mean? This Thanksgiving, not real sure. How that's gonna work out, but this one might start a traditional, Thanksgiving cruise. I've been thinking about it. And being close to Long Beach, I got two ships that leave out of that port. You know what I mean? And also to let you guys know, if you come into LA or you want to come to LA, please contact me. Let me know so we can make sure you ain't staying at the Snooty Fox based on the pictures you might have seen. You know, so but outside of that, uh Christmas. I also thought, Christmas might start a new tradition for me. But I'm not real sure. Just working on some things. And I will have a December trip that's going to be geared up for couples. You know what I mean? My whole thing is I want to now start a couples situation. Like, I mean, you ain't got to be married, but I know there's a lot of couples out here struggling to find relatable situations to be a part of.
Mm-hmm.
People,
This couple though.
I mean, come on, since you good to come, like it ain't never no.
You can pair me up with
It
somebody.
ain't never no block on you coming. It ain't no block on anybody coming. But we just wanna highlight the couple situation because I understand being young black and a couple in America. It's not a lot that you can find that's legit or valid. You know what I mean? Like you got some real grown up people out here that have no grown up couple friends. And it gets boring when all your friends are single and you can't participate in everything. You know what I mean? Like you out here, you want to hang out, but everybody you hang out with and everybody that's fun is single.
Very
So
true.
guess what that looks like when y'all want to have girls' night? Brohim over here mad as a mug because he always in the house. Because
Very
guess
true.
what? Guys don't get together like that.
No.
Yeah,
So we just kind of, stuck in limbo. So why not have a couple situation to where, we
I can
travel
mingle.
buddies,
Yeah.
couple travel buddies, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like come together for that 4 or 5 days, you and your spouse, you and your hookup, you and your whatever it is. I don't care. I'm not judging. Do what you do. You know what I mean? But this is how we we hang out together to give us more support. We got to start supporting each other. We got to start thinking about ourselves a little more, and we gotta get out. We got to get out, and that's my whole thing with these traditions. And that's why I said I'm going to start something this December. Not real sure where it's going to lead, whether it be couple, solo, whatever. But just know I am turning up, and this is a tradition every year in Vegas for New Year's Eve. Please come out, hit me up so we can, get you signed in, you know what I mean? Fireworks on the boardwalk, all that. But do something. I don't care what you do. Do something. If you gotta bring the kids, bring the kids. Do something. The 2 year 2 years in the house for the pandemic almost broke the world. It really did. It set some of us back a few years. We were on the move. We was making progress. We was out here moving and shaking, doing our thing. And then you get shut down for almost 2 years. And now you're scared to go outside because then you hear about monkeypox and what do you call that stuff now? The old people fever, like you get it now and make your skin whatever. You know what I mean?
What
I
is
don't
the
know.
old people fever?
The little thing where you gotta go get
The shingles?
yeah, that thing. The stuff on the side of the building, the shingles, that stuff. You know,
Oh my gosh, I
I'm
cannot wait.
just saying. Now it's happening so much they got to make commercials for it.
It is
So
anything to put that fear in you.
got to put some type of fear. So the way to combat that is with happy thoughts, happy feelings, happy memories, happy times. Do what you got to do, but let's just do it. You know what I mean? Like I said, if my cousins are listening to me, or anybody who wants to be a cousin, I'm accepting applications. Hit me up. Let's make this happen. You know what I mean? A couples retreat somewhere. We'll set it off. I promise. Because we all done crashed somebody's family reunion and been a cousin illegitimately. We done it.
What's up, cousin?
What's up, cousin?
Cousin P.
It is what it is. So that's all I just want to leave with that. Do something. You know what I mean? Let's just get out of this rut we in. Let's get away from these sad traditions. If they not benefiting you, let it go. Start a new one. Build your own. Make your own happiness. You gotta participate in your own happiness. If you don't participate, you will never be happy. You can't rely on somebody else to make you happy.
Oh my goodness.
And I promise you, travel will make you happy. I don't care if you want to go to Atlanta and eat the old lady gang nasty food. You can do that.
That food was nasty, but I ain't gonna talk about that today.
Oh, it's horrible. But still, I'm just saying. People want to go. Everybody hear the name and they go, "Why would they name it that?" But believe it or not, going to Atlanta just to go check out the slutty vegan, guess what? It's people who build trips around that. If you're a foodie and you like food, get you a food group, and y'all travel the world, travel the country, checking out different places.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But just get out. That's all I want to say. Just get out.
And if you don't know where to get out to, you got you got Miss Shaina Davis of Shai Travels. You can hit her up. You got Reggie Johnson, the guru on here. I keep messing it. Is it Dream Makers Vacations or Dream Makers Travel? It's Dream Makers Travel, right?
It's travel.
Dream Makers Travel. And then you got Reese J of Shenanigans Travel. So hit us up and let us know. Like, you trying to find out where to go, what to do, and all that good stuff. You got us. Like, we're there. Everybody on the call today is tagged on this post. So if you want to shoot any folks a friend request and tap into them, or if you want to leave some comments on the post for us to get back to you, do that. But get out, do something. It's a lot out there to do, and you got to do it. You got to do it. It's life changing. But I thank everybody for tuning in. I don't really have any closing remarks because I think you guys kind of just hit everything on the nose today. This was a really good segment, even though, you know, we had to switch it up a little bit with some different casualties. So next week, it's going to be up in the air about the show as far as me being on, because I will be with some of my beautiful business partners in Orlando at the biggest Marriott in the world.
Yes.
But I will be at the biggest Marriott in the world with at our convention for a lot of my travel business partners. I will be there. I actually don't come back. I believe it's a Saturday night. So if we do the show Friday, it might have to be a little bit off the later night. If not, we will reconvene the following week. But still drop those comments in the chat and we will get back with you. Reggie got some incentives and we might pull y'all in for the next session and things of that sort. It's not going to always necessarily be our travel business partners as guests on this show. I would love to have some of our clients tap into and really try to get some of your questions, some of your concerns, some of your experiences, you know, booking as a consumer versus what was your experience booking through a travel agent or advisor, things of that sort. But we're here, we for the people. We for the people. That's what the Travel Misfits is about. We are passionate about what we do. We love what we do. We're educated on what we do. And we just, you know, we all about sharing this information with y'all so y'all can really get up, get out and live and do something. So with that being said, we'll catch you on the flip side. We'll let you guys know about if I can swing it next week or not, because I know that those are like busy days for us. 9 times out of 10, I'm not going to be able to do a Friday. So I will let you guys know, but we catch you on the flip side. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please stay tuned and ask those questions. Anything about travel, hit our inboxes, hit our comments. We are here for y'all. And we just going to stay prayed up and all that good stuff. Stay safe up and still keep living. I see you unmuted, Reggie. Did you have something else you wanted to say before we go?
You and Shai stay, you know, once we cut the live.
What'd you say?
Yeah, just need you and Shai to stay once we cut the live.
Okay. So with that being said, you guys, we are out. Love y'all. Have an amazing, amazing holiday weekend and be safe out there. And if y'all make some good burnt hot dogs, not all the way burnt, just a little bit, If y'all make them, please hit me up so I can come swing through to get one. Mwah.